Hey everyone, we're live. This is Lauren, and this is actually my first time using Google Live, but I hope that you all can hear me. I'm actually going to take these little things out because I feel like the noise in here is probably better. Hi everybody! I want to talk today. You might have noticed that I have been talking a lot about journaling, and that is because it has really transformed and changed my life. And my book, Body Love, for those of you who've read it, is just all about journaling. It's all about taking the mumble jumble mess in your head and sorting through it on paper. It's about sorry, Facebook just told me I should put a mask on myself, and I'm like, screw you, Facebook. I'm talking about how I'm learning to love my body, and it's like, put a mask on yourself to look better or look fun. I'm like, no, I'm good. I look good. Thanks, Facebook. But yeah, it has helped me take this mumbled, jumbled mess of information out of my head and make some sense of it onto paper. And it has helped me sort through what other people say I should be, what other people say I should do, what other people tell me I should look like, and really hone in on what I want to say, what I want to do, what I want to look like. And so today we're going to talk about, particularly, this is part of a 5-day series about journaling that I'm doing, but today in particular we're going to talk about the transformational power of journaling. And I think that there's no way for me to really talk about transformation and journaling without telling a little bit of my backstory. So I don't know if I was depressed as a kid, but I remember hitting around 7th and 8th grade and this weight just kind of settling in on me. And this feeling like nothing I ever did was going to be right. Like, at the time it was very, no one's ever going to want to kiss me, no one's ever going to want to be my boyfriend, no one's ever going to want to be my friend. And there was just this weight of understanding that there was something wrong and different about me. And a lot of that had to do with being queer, with being fat, with being feminine and a woman. And all of a sudden people are like, oh, you have boobs, and you have your skirt has to be a certain length, and your clothes are regulated by school, and everyone's getting boyfriends, and there's just something a little different about me. And then on top of all of that, I had this depression kind of settle into my life. And I fought that depression and fought that depression and fought that depression my whole life, all through high school, all through college. I was a really bad cutter. I was really bad at self-harm. I had multiple times at which I wanted, and one time in which I tried to end my life. And all of it really came down to this kind of mumbled block of information that was in my head that I didn't know how to process. And so what I did was I found writing as a way to process it. And I found journaling in particular to be my way of processing everything that was going on in my head. From I like this person to I want to hurt myself to no one's ever going to like me to I want to take over the world to everything that I had these feelings of, I started writing them down. I didn't do it formally. I just kind of jotted it down. It was part of therapy until one day my partner left me and my brother had died, and I was an emotional wreck. I was just absolute rock bottom emotional wreck. I had no clue because I hadn't really been taught how to process any of this. I'd been in therapy and I had tried, but your brother dies and then your girlfriend leaves you and then you move to another state, and it was just all a lot. And the therapist that I found suggested that I pick up a journal and start just writing everything I was feeling every single morning and don't stop until it's out. So when I first started making journaling a regular practice, I pretty much vomited on the page everything I was feeling for an hour every morning, and then cried and bawled, and then got up and did what else I had to do that day. And yeah, it required me waking up early. And yeah, it required me having this cathartic moment every morning. But what it also started doing is it started transforming my life. So I was more clear when I came to work and started working. I wrote Body Love, my book. That's in the back right here. I wrote that. I found like my faith and my belief in a world beyond myself and what it looked like to me. I learned to believe in myself and what my powers were. And all of this was because I was taking regular moments to write it all out. Just write it all out, write it all out, write it all out. So that is how journaling has transformed me. It has given me a space to get it out. I think that so much of what's in our head, so much of what bothers us, so much of what holds us down, so much of what keeps us from joy and thriving in life is in our head. And that is not to say, I'm a huge fan of that Harry Potter quote, just because it's in your head doesn't mean it's not real. I don't think that doesn't mean it's not real. I don't want to take away from how real and serious things in our head is. But while they're in our head and while they're only in our head, we can't actually do anything with them except just fester and fester and fester and fester. So think of journaling as your way to like take it out so it doesn't grow moldy in there. And that's how journaling has transformed my life. And I talked about this earlier, but I vomited on the page. And that, like, when I say vomit, I didn't really actually vomit on the page. But what I did was I just let myself have this free flow. And that's one of the ways that journaling can work for you. And I have a couple other examples here of ways in which I start to journal, some of the transformational ways in which you can journal. One of my ideas is like taking and putting down in steps. So this is the course that I'm starting, my Journal Through It course, from oh shit to I've got this in 30 days. And this is like how I did step by step of everything that I needed to do to make this course, to make this flow, to take this knowledge that I have and bring it out to you guys. So that's one of my ways, is like taking this big goal, this giant thing that, like, when I was a kid, I want to be rich and famous. And that was just the good and fine and whatever. You're allowed to have that be your goal. And I still kind of want that as my goal. But what it does is it feels so overwhelming. How do you become rich and famous? In what way do I want to become rich and famous? What do I want to do? What am I not going to do to become rich and famous? So I take this goal, and I did this. Rich and famous is like an example that's hard to actually break down into steps. But what I did is I said, I want to write a book. So I wrote down, just like I just showed you, step 1, step 2, all the steps I need to take to do a book. That's one of the ways that I found journaling to be transformative. It gives me a place to like break down these bigger goals into smaller, doable items. Let's see, what other kind of ways do I do? Oh, I love this. So when I have like, what do I want my story to be? And I just write everything. There's no flow, there's no sentences. I just write everything that I'm thinking about what I want it to be. Like sage, I want to be wise through reflection. I want to be a good friend, supportive. I want to be a foodie. I want to eat a lot of pie. Apparently I was in a pie phase when I wrote this. I want to be an active aunt. So I wrote all these things down that I want my life to be. And then I went and made those step-by-step goals. And I made those larger goals after that. And let's see, what other ways do I find journaling? Oh, I love this. So I'm not the best drawer. I'm not the best artist. So please bear with me. And don't judge me for how bad this is, but I like to draw out like what prosperity looks like to me. And this is me sitting around a table with people. This is me writing a book. This is a work-life balance. So I like to draw pictures. So one of the common misconceptions is that journaling has to be a specific thing, has to be writing, but I actually really like to draw pictures and have that be how I journal sometimes, because sometimes it's not, like, it's an idea that I have, not actually words yet. So I use drawing pictures, even stick figures, even bad drawings of pictures, to a lot of times as my journaling, as my way of getting it all out. So that is today's journaling. I just wanted to kind of give you an overall idea of some ways that you can journal, some ways in which journaling has transformed my life. And tomorrow we're going to talk about, we have a lot more. We're going to go into depth about depression and anxiety a little bit more, how to use journaling for that. We're going to talk about how to use journaling to kind of survive this volatile political climate that we're in. We're going to talk about journaling your dreams. We're going to talk about like some myths debunked. I feel like a lot of people think, okay, journaling, it's so hard, or it has to be so profound. So we're going to talk about some of those myths. And then we're also going to talk about how do you find time to actually do it. I mean, for a while there, I was doing an hour in the morning, and that was unsustainable. That lasted like a week and a half. So how do you make time for this thing in your life that's transformative? And that's what we're going to talk about as well this week. So every day at 10 a.m. Pacific time this week, I'm going to be on this little Facebook Live thing here chatting with you. And then if you missed the videos, they'll be in my feed, and I'll also upload them onto YouTube. And so you can watch them and you can learn how to transform your life through journaling. If you missed any of this, you can go back and watch it again. And if you have any questions, you can email me at info@laurenmariefleming.com. Also, I want to tell you all that I have a course coming up called Journal Through It from oh shit to I've got this in 30 days. And I'm giving away a spot. It is an expensive class. I understand that. And it is hard to get it, but I am giving away a spot. So if you want to get a spot in my class, you can go to laurenmariefleming.com/journaling and enter to win. And on top of entering yourself to win, you'll get a link. And every time somebody you know enters to win as well, you get 5 more entries. And I'm giving away 2 spots, so you don't have to worry about someone taking your spot. The more you share it, the more chances that you and your friends get to get the giveaway. So yeah, go to laurenmariefleming.com/journaling. And I'm hoping to see you all in my Journal Through It course from oh shit to I've got this in 30 days. The course starts on June 28th, but opens at the beginning of June for you to register. But you can get a spot now by going to the giveaway at laurenmariefleming.com/journaling. I'll see you over the next 4 days to do some more of these little mini workshops. And thank you for everyone who joined. We actually had quite a few people who joined live, so thank you very much for that. And for those who weren't able to join live, I hope you enjoy the replay. Bye!